into your portfolio of what you're selling, what the brand of you represents. But I don't think the average person should be, because 9 times out of 10 you get paid to just use your natural voice. They want you to come in and do the job from being you. And of course in character work that's a little different, and character reels are their own thing. You can get as cartoony and as playful and as energetic as you want. But for a lot of the world, especially like the commercial and narration and audiobook world, 9 times out of 10, just come in and be you. We'd love to have you make this come to life, because you're enough. You are enough. I am Kenuff.
How did you end up getting your first character role?
I auditioned like any schlub. It was just one of those things where I was very fortunate. I had an agent at the time because I was doing professional theater here in town. Stage West, anyone? I also worked at ATP and Vertigo, so I started in the professional theater world, and it was just an audition. And for those that have met me before, my brother Adam is also in the city, and we also worked on a lot of these projects together. So I actually got the audition, and I told him, get dressed. I think this is a real thing. We're going to audition for video games and cartoons, and we both got hired because I guess we were playful. We were willing to be weird and brave and playful humans, just as I think a lot of people here would say. I grew up LARPing. My favorite scenes from shows and movies. I grew up imitating characters and trying out voices. Like, I grew up playing. And what happens? Grown-ups aren't really encouraged to play, and so it becomes harder and harder. Like, how do you, I don't know, what's the word? How do you, play? Well, you gotta start playing again. Like, it's really kind of a weird concept. I'm lucky. I've got kids. I've got 3 kids that for a decade, you're in the little kid mode, and now we've got a teenager, a tween, and a 9-year-old, and so we're in different modes. But play is kind of crucial to the human condition, and so many humans don't have a place for or are not encouraged to play. And so if you do have a place to play, people D&D, people have writers groups, people have improv troupes, people play in various ways. And if you are a person that would like to play more, the voice actor benefits from playing and playing and playing. But yeah, it's not, people think that they need to go, and I did too, so it's not against anyone here, but if you get in front of the microphone and you have to somehow be perfect, and you don't even know what perfect is, you just hope that you are it, and you're going to work really strongly for the next 5 to 10 minutes that you are not perfect while you try to be perfect to hopefully get the job. Does that sound like anyone's going to succeed? It's just a terrible audition, right? And we see it all the time. The very average human who would come in and be like, I want to be very good at this. Please let me have a job. And we're like, all I want you to do is be less that and more you. And a lot of people, they take a long time to get there, but it's so worth it, because when they start to get in front of the microphone and they are able to just have this, where all of a sudden it's really natural, they book. And they're like, I wasn't doing anything. I didn't even try. Yeah, brah, for sure. That was the point. You were trying way too hard, and I got that direction for 5 years. You can do less. Why don't you just do less? Doing a lot right now. How about less? To the point where I'm like, but I'm not doing anything. And they're like, perfect. We'll pay you more. Just do nothing. Just do nothing. I'm gonna get one from this side of the room, and then I'll come back to here. Yeah.
It's a question, but it's involving the business aspect of voice acting.
Sure.
So you did mention that you had an agent when you started. Do you still have one, and is it important to look for one when studying voice acting?
It's not that important for voice acting. Not the way it used to be. Pre-COVID, almost all of your auditions were, at studio, and they were kind of, gate kept. And so if they were only going to see 12 to 15 people, then yeah, they would go to the agents that they liked working with the talent that they liked working with, and it was kind of a locked box. It was hard to break into. And then COVID came along. If no one noticed there was a pandemic for a few years. Fun fact, it's still going on, but we don't care. And so, because, I would say that 90% of my work now as a voice actor is outside of my agent. So my agent, and I've got an agency that represents me for Vancouver, Calgary, and Toronto, and that's been nice because I like that assistance, but most of the work, I don't think anyone's going to be mad. Most of the work is non-union and online. And so you get better at, okay, what kind of work do I want to do? What websites are for that? Which ones are pay to play? Which ones are not? So that I can make the choice as to how I want to engage with this. And then it's, am I putting in the work? Because when I had my...
I know I'll never be the same. Shook my world again. Wish I washed away my sins. He's a dead man walking, blank stare in his eyes. Should've given up on the ones I trust. Never should have been surprised when they shot him